Welcome to the Mole Confidential Season 6, Episode 6.
All right, we're back. Another player, another elimination. We got a cow next to Kama. I don't know if that's your friend. And
It's our special guest.
You seem to be dressed up. What are you supposed to be?
I am supposed to be a Roman emperor.
Okay. You're a mummy, too.
That too, yeah.
The cow seems to like it. That's the first time I've seen it. Oh, yep, cow agrees. So anyway, we're going to get started right off the bat with stuff talking about last episode of the mole, and we're going to do our normal show some sneak peeks, all that good stuff. So first, now this, I'm a little confused on this one because the person who posted this, one of these comments acted like it was a joke. I didn't really pick it as a joke initially, so it either flew over my head or it was a poor joke, one of the two. Let's say it flew over my head. But they were making a comment about the Stig as the mole each week, and typically this is a topic that always seems to come up by people who don't understand the way the mole works. Before the season starts, we pick a mole. That person is the mole. Only that person. That person knows they're the mole. Nobody else does. It's the player. That's their job to figure it out. They answer the quiz questions in relation to who they think is the mole. They score the lowest. They're eliminated. The mole is never up for elimination. We don't even care how the mole does on the quiz. They do take it because they want to take it for the show, not to confuse the other players. Like, why is this person not doing anything? So they still take the quiz, but we don't care about it. So whoever's the mole is the mole at the beginning and the mole at the end. There's no trickery. We don't change things. We play no games. People eliminated are the ones who score the lowest on the quiz, just like we say. So there you have that. Next up is Kama. And I think some of these questions you're going to get to see us show in detail answers to at the challenges.
Yeah, one of the questions was for Challenge 12, and someone asked, if you pressed every button, would something happen on here, Piggy Piggy? And I think they meant every button at the same time, and no, nothing would happen.
The world would explode. So he'll go into detail on that challenge, the buttons and stuff, so it'll probably make more sense, but easy answer initially. Now, another question that I've gotten asked before, how do players take the quiz? Does it look like the computer screen that I show in the videos? The answer is a big no. As you hear me talking right now, you're seeing a form from last season. I didn't want to show this season, but it's the same, basically, where you're seeing this Google form that the players are scrolling through and they're making their questions and answers, and then they hit the submit button, and then it submits it to us. We see the players' answers and submissions come up live, time-stamped in a spreadsheet, so we know who submitted first, who submitted second, et cetera, et cetera. So we tally those answers, figure out who had the lowest score. If there's a tie, we go with the person who did it last, submitted it last out of the people who tied. So it's very simple. It's not some computer automated thing. We've already talked previously how the elimination room, when I always say, the computer is analyzing your scores and your quizzes, that's kind of a fib, just for the show, just for the effect. So there you have it. Kama has the next one.
Yes, for the next question, another challenge question. Someone asked what I was resetting on the challenge 11. And basically, they all clicked the levers, and I had to reset them in a certain position so they all had the same chance to press the same levers and all that.
All right, so challenge 11, Minecart Maneuver. Tough word to spell, that maneuver. Sometimes I want to spell it manure. That'd be interesting, Minecart Maneuver. I'd like that challenge.
I think I spelled it wrong in one of the documents.
Yeah, I think I spelled it Minecraft Maneuver on the players quiz. Not the one the viewers saw the video of, but the actual quiz the players took. So
it's a tough word.
I screwed up Minecart, so, not even the tough word. So that just shows how dumb I am. So here's the challenge. Now, when it came to resetting, what Kama is referring to is all the levers you see, Kama made sure they were all in the same state before each person ran the course, because you wouldn't want to have all the levers flipped to basically make it super easy for a player to just get through the course. So they all had the exact same lever setup. But Kama, you may want to talk about this build, the room, the build, who was involved, if anybody, trials, tribulations, headaches.
All right, so we want to have a minecart challenge, and basically that's what I built. Pretty much I built level by level, like the starting bit, the round bit was the first thing I built. And then I started putting levers and redstone and different ways down level by level. I think there are 4 or 5 different levels in total. And the outside was built by Retro Poker and Danny in the meantime while I was building the minecart track. So they did a good job on that with the lighting and all that and the lava. I wanted to have the minecart challenge kind of difficult. So sometimes levers are a bit further away, so they can't actually see what's going to happen if they press it or not. And there was a problem at the end when I built everything, and it was how do I get the players to not talk about what lever they pressed and all that, because that would have pretty much given away the challenge for everyone. After the first guy said, yeah, press lever 1, press lever 3, and then you're done.
Yeah, and options we had. I mean, I think somebody made a comment, might have been a player also during it, that we should have had like the players sequestered so that they couldn't see or hear each other, so that there was no chance of penalties and such. But that's not very in the mole strategy type thing. This is a game about being the mole or acting like the mole. Now it's up to you to decide if penalty in this challenge was molish. I guess it's kind of easy for me to say that, and then you could look at me like Bobaz, the elimination. We haven't got to the eliminate players room yet, so I don't want to say anything just in case haven't watched the episode. But players do make mistakes. Players do act molish. These are all great topics for the reunion, but I think it was more fun to have challenges where they can communicate somewhat, and there are chances to screw that up.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge itself was really fun to look at, especially seeing the players struggle with everything. People seem to like it as well, but yeah, the communication part, as we said, because they weren't really allowed to talk, may have been a bit less for this one.
Yeah, what's funny on this challenge too, from the player standpoint, read into it what you will, is I've always said this season, these guys were the most talkative, the hardest to kind of keep in line to like, we need to get ready, let's start the challenge. A lot of over talking of each other and of me. On this challenge, they almost were silent. I don't know if it was because they were afraid of the penalties or what. They seemed to have more fun back here, the players who weren't going, messing around with this chest. And you can see like they were spelling different things with putting things in here. I think they had like a heart at one point. So you kind of hear a little bit of chatter from them during the game while they're messing around in this cart. But I thought this was a great challenge. I know there was obviously Kama built the course, and that's what a lot of the comments from people were very much kudos to Kama on this. I was worried when I first saw this challenge because I'm like, oh my God, how hard is it going to be? Is it going to work? Is there going to be some weird glitch? I was afraid people would get stuck, would go off into the lava. I had set up my thing so that if they did die, they would get sent back into the room. So I always have fear, but this one worked out beautifully. It was a good challenge, great course. So kudos to you, Kama, and
Thank
your
you.
helpers for the
Well, I think
structure.
I think I tested the challenge after it was finished for about 2 hours. Every single step I made, just to be sure that no one dies or gets stuck.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out well. The players, I think some of them got headaches from it, but it was a good thing. But people really enjoyed it. And like I said, it worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're here at number 12, here, Piggy Piggy 3.0, which obviously means this is the third time we've done a Pig Piggy Piggy related challenge. A little unknown fact, the reason I created the first Piggy Piggy challenge, that was my idea. I'm not sure which season I did it in, if it was 1 or 2. But the reason I did the Piggy Piggy partly too was because Pup hated pigs because she worked at a slaughterhouse that slaughtered pigs. So pigs were like in Minecraft, she kind of always was annoyed by pigs and hated them because she's around them all day. She would slaughter them. I think she even castrated some of them. So she had done it all. And it was kind of a challenge for her because I think just to kind of poke at her, because I think when she first saw it, she was like, I hate piggies. But kind of talk about the helpers, the build, and everything, and then we can kind of get into the buttons and such.
I actually had almost no part in building any of this. It was mainly Retro and Danny because I was building the Minecart challenge still, and I asked them to build a barn and then 5 smaller barns to catch pigs in. And we had 3 different versions of this. I mean, the houses were pretty much the same, but first it was without iron doors. It was with pistons, but that didn't work. Danny kind of failed in that. Then it was with wooden doors, but we didn't want them to open the doors themselves. We wanted them to use buttons or levers or something like that. And this is like pretty much the 3rd version and how it stayed.
Yeah, now players did have some difficulty with this challenge. Pigs seem to be a little bit more difficult. The leashes seem to help, but button-wise, some of the buttons don't do anything, do they?
Yeah, some of the buttons don't do anything. 2 buttons do something, but over there, if you look to the right, if I press it again.
Yeah. So that one opens up into here to get to a button.
That one opens one of the doors.
And there was a button that opened or that raised a piece of grass up off a piston,
yes,
I believe, which was pretty much pointless.
If we look at the redstone down here, it's quite a lot. This is all done by Danny and Retro.
Well, they did a good job. Yeah, we even have a pig. I don't know if he spawned down here because of the grass or if he fell down here at some point during the building. Technically, I guess there is grass, but I don't think he would. Will they spawn on dirt?
They might. I think the sheep spawned here too because... Oh, wait. No. This is one of the pigs.
Was he named?
Yeah.
Archibald? Yeah. So he must have fell down during the creation.
Yeah.
Poor
and yes,
guy.
all the pigs are named Archibald.
And don't think, oh, there was one less pig, so the players were screwed. Comma and everybody counted the pigs, and if they needed any to have the exact number, they spawned them. So more than likely, that poor little Archibald got lost, and then they respawned, because I even counted them too before we got started. So all the pigs were there.
It probably fell down when we tested it, because we did test this for a little bit.
So it was a nice build. Obviously, the players had their little area up here they could watch from, to see what was going on. This one, we let them communicate, because this was a tough challenge. I mean, strategy-wise, it's up to them to figure out how to best accomplish it. And, of course, the one question that you were asked about if every button was pushed. I mean, I guess technically, if you did it really quick with arrows, you could probably get every single one of them pushed. Because arrows, people were confused, I think. When you shoot a button with an arrow, it keeps it pressed for a while until the arrow pops off. So that's a lot easier than having somebody stand and just keep, pushing the button over and over. Use an arrow, and you don't have to worry about it. All right, here you can see a sneak peek at the build for one of the challenges in our next episode. What could it be?
I don't even know.
All right, so now if you haven't watched the episode 6, you want to stop right now because I'm going to show you the eliminated player from that episode and their room here. So stop now. All right, here it is, Matt's room. Let's see. Lots of signs in here that are from him. But here is 2 signs from the mole. And it says, should have had one of the other 11 Matts play. This one had 0 clue. Love the mole. That's a harsh one. Now, for people who don't get it, Matt's name is 12th Matt. So that's kind of the joke here from our mole, that should have had one of the other 11 Matts instead of 12th Matt. All right, now we're going to reveal how you guys voted last week after episode 5 on who you think is the mole. Every week, you guys have been saying Affleck, but you've changed your tune, and by a majority this week, you think PT is the mole.
Oh.
All right, that very, very special moment that I know you guys all look so forward to, the mole comment of the week. Now, if you'd like to send yourself singing the mole comment of the week song in any fashion, feel free to do so. You can see a link in the description of this video or the other mole videos that tell you how to submit it to me. Please, no copyrighted music. I don't need it to be a video. All I care about is audio. You can put it on YouTube you can make it a video, but I'm only going to pull the audio from it. Make it unlisted. That way only I see it. Send me a PM with the link to it. Put it on SoundCloud. Put it on File Dropper. Put it on Dropbox. And just PM me a link to it with the form. Or you can PM me if you wish to on Discord or Steam. But this week's song is sung by George the Jedi. So take it away, George.
It's the mole comment of the week.
This mole's comment of the week is by Cloudless, and she writes, "Who is the evil mole? We wait and see every week which victim takes the toll. My guess is someone with a beak who likes his flags on poles. Just 2 more weeks, we'll finally meet that sneaky little troll."
So Cloud making a statement about who we just said was the previous person everybody had been voting on for the mole. Obviously, she's thinking it's Affleck. You guys are thinking it's PT by majority. We'll see what you're thinking after next week. But nicely done, Cloud. So that is going to wrap up Mole Confidential Season 6, Episode 6. Hopefully people have figured out who the mole is by now, because if you haven't, you don't have too many options left, so you got a much better chance at just guessing it. But new episode coming up this Friday, one step closer to that reveal. Hopefully people are enjoying this season. Thanks to Comet, thanks to Danny, thanks to Retro for all the help with the builds and everything. Comet for helping me here with Confidential. He's back this week.
Hey.
And if you want to say goodbye and run into your house to hide, we'll see you next week.
Bye.